Warm midweek greetings from the Nampa TV studios in Eros Park. It's a pleasure to reconnect with you and bring you the freshest updates from both near and far. I'm Michael Madimba. At the forefront of our news tonight, President Dr. Nangolo Mbumba has departed for Nairobi, Kenya to attend the Africa Fertilizer and Soil Health Summit, scheduled from May the 7th to May the 9th. He was invited by William Ruto, the President of Kenya, and Musa Faki Mahamat, Chairperson of the African Union Commission. Dr. Mbumba will then proceed to attend the World Hydrogen 2024 Summit and exhibition in Rotterdam, Netherlands. We will bring you the latest updates on the President's activities as they unfold. Turning to a developing story. 2 additional suspects made their court appearance at the Katutura Magistrates Court on Tuesday in connection with the murder of Christoph Friedrichs, which occurred last Thursday. Now, reports indicate that Friedrichs suffered 42 stab wounds, and additionally his body was found mutilated with the genitals removed.
The deceased was reportedly stabbed 42 times. It is also reported that the body of the victim was also mutilated and their genitals cut off. Appearing before Magistrate Surita Savage, Tashia Nandomba, 23, and Jocelyn Boyson face a charge of defeating and obstructing the course of justice. The state alleges that the two washed the clothes of murder suspects Namwandi Nandomba, 18, and Marvin Biekes, 19, who allegedly viciously murdered Fredericks. The incident reportedly happened in Ochumisa Inventory last week Thursday. Tashia and Boyson, the state said, were not at the scene but assisted the 2 initial suspects in attempting to get away with murder. Tashia is the biological sister of Namwandi, who was arrested on Sunday with his co-accused Biekes. The 2 teenagers appeared in the Katutura Magistrates Court on 3 charges, namely murder, violating a dead body, and defeating the cause of justice. All 4 suspects have since been denied bail due to the seriousness of the charges, public interest, and fear of interfering with investigations. Konjeni Ambinga reporting for Primetime News.
Moving on to the health sector. Ben Nangombe, the Executive Director of the Ministry of Health and Social Services, has urged nurses to perform to the best of their abilities during the International Nurses Day commemoration held in the capital earlier today. Primetime News producer Sheila Peristrello was at the event and brings us this report.
It's about the importance of doing things right. Doing the basic, the small things, the building blocks that be done correctly. If we want to have a strong, effective, responsive public health system, we need to do the basic things. We have instances where the quality of care that we provide is less than adequate. Less than adequate. And the impact of that on individuals can be devastating. So if we do the basics right, in terms of the training that we have received, in terms of the experience that we have picked up, some of these things cannot happen. In fact, they should. A week ago.
Moving on to global affairs. A senior U.S. official on Tuesday said the United States halted a shipment of bombs to Israel last week after it failed to address Washington's concerns over plans to invade the southern Gaza city of Rafah. More details from AFP.
We do not want to see a major operation happening in Rafah. We want to see a plan, a comprehensive plan on how Israel plans to protect the 1.5, more than 1 million civilians that are currently seeking refuge in Rafah. We understand how deeply painful this moment is for many, many communities here in this country, for many Americans. We understand that. And we also understand that all Americans have the right to peacefully protest. And we accept that right and we understand that right. It is part of who we are in this country. It's part of our freedoms, right? It's part of our democracy. And so we understand every American has their right to peacefully protest. Look, we've seen an uptick in anti-Semitism. That's what we have seen in the last couple of months. It is abhorrent. We have to call that out. And that was part of the president's speech as well. We got to take action to call out hate. And so we're going to continue to do that. As far as any numbers, would certainly refer you to local government or the Department of Justice.
Your top roundup is up next with the business segment thereafter. Welcome to Primetime Bees. NAM Water CEO Abraham Nehemiah, speaking during a media tour of the Von Bach Dam earlier today, stated that the dam, situated near Okahanja and supplying water to many residents of Windhoek and Okahanja, currently holds approximately 5.4 million cubic meters of water. However, Nehemiah cautioned residents that this quantity is inadequate to sustain 2 rainy seasons. Primetime News producer Sylvia Hashandali provides us with a detailed report on this matter.
The Von Bach Dam near Okahanja, which has a maximum capacity of 48.56 million cubic meters, is currently standing at about 5.4 million cubic meters of water.
We currently have a central area of Namibia facing a formidable challenge of the available water getting lesser by day due to insufficient rainfall, as I have been saying before. And this is resulting in water resources grappling to meet the ever-increasing water demand. So the graph, as I said, might be going a bit down, although it can go down and come up again. But we have to plan, we have to strategize, we have to think, we have to engage for us to be able to make sure that we deal with the situation and ensure that life continues in Namibia.
The NAM Water CEO said the water levels in the 3 central areas of Namibia are currently at 18% of their full supply capacity compared to 37% in 2023. Sylvia Hashandali reporting for Primetime News.
Staying atop water fees. NAM Water CEO Abraham Nehemiah announced today the company's intention to implement 6-month water demand management strategies to address the increase in water supply demand in central regions of the country. Now, this announcement was made during a media familiarization tour of the Von Bach Dam. Once again, Sylvia Hashandali brings us this insert.
So, water central area of Windhoek is being supplied by water from City of Windhoek boreholes and Windhoek reclamation plant. Central area of Namibia it's a big area, as reflected in the image. The water is being pumped from the northern source and eventually being supplied to Windhoek and other water users in the western part of Windhoek and eastern part, which is now the Windhoek airport. Now, just a quick status of our dams. the combined water level of the 3 dam system, as of yesterday, we are at 27.8 million, which is equivalent to 18%. And if you compare the capacity to last year we were at 37.2%. It clearly states that we have very little water compared to the previous season. And now looking at the inflow that we have received for 2024, Vonbach only received 0.3 of a million, Swakopmund 0.3, and Omatako Dam 0.9. In total, we only received 1.5 million, and if you compare it to last year inflow, we received 13.7 million.
That concludes our top segment for tonight. Up next, stay tuned for tomorrow's countrywide weather forecast, followed by a roundup of the latest economic news. Welcome to Sport Planet. We kick off tonight's segment with European football. Bayer Leverkusen's unbeaten Bundesliga triumph this season has drawn praise from coach Xabi Alonso, who highlighted the impressive performance alongside the success of Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich in European competitions. Alonso, speaking as Leverkusen approaches the Europa League final, extended congratulations to Dortmund for securing a spot in the Champions League final after a 2-0 win aggregate victory over Paris Saint-Germain on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Leverkusen aims to secure the spot in the Europa League showdown on Thursday, holding a 2-0 lead from the first leg against Roma. Still on European football, Gianluca Scamazza will lead the line in Atalanta's bid to reach their first ever European final, as the striker's hot form puts him firmly in the frame for Euro 2024. Now, a classic centre-forward, Scamazza has had an up-and-down first season back in Italy with Atalanta, but is in the form of his life on the eve of Thursday's second leg of the Europa League semi-final with Marseille. The 25-year-old has scored 10 times and set up another in his last 12 matches, and his season-low finish last week ensured Atalanta came away from the Stade Velodrome with a 1-0 draw after having their backs to the wall for large parts of the first league in southern France. Stay tuned for your sports roundup. On that note, we conclude tonight's edition of Primetime News. Join us next week at the same time and place for more updates. Remember to follow the on-screen prompts to stay informed about developments within and beyond our borders. We value interaction, so feel free to leave your comments below. From myself, Michael Medimba, and our dedicated production crew behind the scenes, it's good night.